Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. So I wanted to make this video. It is a video by the Muslim Skeptic, and basically it's a debate between a Muslim and an ex-Muslim on Sharia and human rights. So if you haven't watched it already, go ahead and watch it. I can link the video down below if I don't forget. So yeah, so watch that first, I'd say, and it's pretty long. It's like a little bit over 3 hours, but it's kind of entertaining and informative. But just a part that I wanted to talk about in the debates, the part about where he talks about wife beating, which the one who is the ex-Muslim talks about and brings that point up about a husband being able to beat his wife and basically turn his wife into a slave, and she has to do everything that he says, or he can then hit her, basically, is what he's saying. Now, what does Islam say about this? Beating or hitting your wife? Well, hitting, actually, I'm going to link a video. It was by Dr. Zakir Naik. He's pretty popular if you don't know him. Where he discusses the whole topic of the husband beating the wife. So I'm going to link that below. So watch that and then come back. Okay. So now that you've seen that, hopefully you watched the Dr. Zakir Naik video that I put down below. So you now know the ruling and the information on that. So now that you know that, okay, this just shows and proves the ignorance and the lack of knowledge this ex-Muslim really has. He continues to say, talking about how wives are pretty much a slave to their husbands. Okay, well, why don't we bring it into a different perspective towards women who perhaps aren't married or just aren't Muslim, yet they are married? We allow women and we promote and endorse and empower women to go out and work. Now, I'm sure he knows what a job is. You have a boss, you have a manager who's above you. They tell you what to do. They tell you the task that you need to complete, when to complete it, how to do certain things, and you say yes, 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 yes. You're not going to go into work thinking that you are the boss, because you're not. You're the employee. You know you have a manager, you know you have a boss who tells you how to do the work, how to do the job that you're doing. Women are totally fine with this concept, all right? Because they're getting paid for it. You're getting paid to do a task in which your employee or employer wants you to do, so you do it. And then you get paid. But when this is then switched onto a marriage perspective, this becomes an issue, which is very hypocritical of him, the debater guy, that's the ex-Muslim, and on many people today, and even upon women that think like this. I would rather much, more obey my husband and do tasks like cleaning or cooking or just taking care of my children, rather than doing it for some stranger guy that I don't know and that doesn't give me any rights in return of that. What I mean is, and I've seen this with many Muslim sisters, where they want the traditional the tradition given to them, meaning they want their husband's money, yet they don't want to play their traditional role. And this is a very big problem because you cannot just simply say that when you want to be married, you don't, want to cook or clean or raise children. You don't want to do that, but you still want your husband's money. It doesn't work like that. And quite frankly, you're never going to find anyone if you have that mindset. Because I don't know what man would even want to marry someone like that. Because first of all, it goes against Islam and Islamic principles. But anyways, you are more willing to go to a 9 to 5 job 40 hours a week and obey your boss or the person in charge of you, but you don't want to obey your own husband. This is a major problem. And this all comes down to feminism, the movement itself, more specifically the second wave feminism, and so on and so forth, as well as liberalism. But that's a different topic for a different day. The point is, we are teaching our sisters to go out and work, to obey their boss. Yet, we teach them, don't obey your husband, you deserve more than that, but take all his money if you are married. Does this not, this isn't logical, okay? Yes, your husband's money is your money, but you also have your own role to give to your husband. It's not just one way or the other. It's both coming together and working together. That is how Islam is. It's not just, enabling women to be, gold diggers in a sense. No. Women have their own roles and responsibilities in a marriage, and that can mean cooking and cleaning and having children and raising them. What is the problem in that? Why are people so against that? And why are so many people so for women working, going out, doing what they want, when they want? Why are people so intrigued into that ideology, but not what Islam says or tradition says? Because we've painted this picture in which women are oppressed if they just stay home all day and not work. I know I wouldn't be. I'm not married yet, but subhanAllah, I want to, get married inshallah soon. And I want to, be that traditional girl, as many would say. I want to cook. I want to clean. I mean, someone does have to do it. You think your husband is going to go out to work 40 hours a week, give you all his money, and on top of that, cook for you, clean for you, and raise the children? You really think that? And then what are you going to do in the meantime? Go out and work for some stranger man that does not even give you any respect or rights? I mean, think about it, my sisters. And this is more directed towards my sisters, because many sisters have this ideology, sadly. It's a shame. And, I feel bad for the Muslim brothers out there that are trying to get married, but they can't find anyone because of this nonsense. This is ridiculous that sisters are even thinking this today. I mean, can we really blame them? I mean, look at the societies we're in. I mean, it's like pushed down our throats as girls to go to school, to get a job, to be independent. You don't need a man, don't have kids. Like, it is literally pushed down our throats, But that is why Islamic knowledge is so important. We need to start educating youngsters on Islam so then these problems won't occur for our ummah in general. But anyways, you cannot, you work. Why do you work as a girl? To get money. All right, so why don't you work for your husband? I'm just using these terms and people don't like it. They don't like to hear what I'm saying. They don't like to, especially women, I mean, they don't like to be, hear this kind of talk where you have to stay home and cook and clean and raise children. They don't like that. They probably already clicked off the video. Because this shows the ignorance that we have. You cannot expect your husband to play his role if you're not playing your role. You know? I mean, think about it. Women in Islam have the most rights to any other woman from any other society, culture, or belief. This is a fact. This is the truth. And sadly, Muslim sisters don't want to be given their rights and do what they're supposed to be doing. But yet again, we have Muslim brothers, and I've seen this before as well, where they want their wife to go out and work. Now, this is another big problem. When a husband wants their wife to go out and work, think about it. Where is your wife really going to be working? Majority of the time, 99% of the time, she will be in a haram environment, if in the West. She will have to dress a certain way, and most of the time it does not stand up to the hijab standard. This is what you want for your wife, my brother? You want other men to sexualize your wife and look at her in disgusting ways? Is this what you want, my brother? And brothers that do want that, and this goes into what do men and women look for in a spouse? Why do we even get married in the first place? What is the reasoning why one day we meet someone and say, yeah, I want to marry him or I want to marry her? What makes us say that? Think about it. What are we looking to gain or to get from a marriage? Well, when we're looking at women, what do women want from men? What will make a sister want to marry a brother? Well, first, if he's on his deen. Second, if he is financially capable of taking care of her. Okay, so financial support. And thirdly, they look for that protection. They look for protection, for a leadership type of role from a man. Sisters out here who are on their deen and follow the Quran and Sunnah the right way, they don't look, women don't look at, when they're trying to get married, they don't care as much as men do when it comes to looks. And there's a lot of brothers out here that care so much about their looks, and they even trim their eyebrows and even sometimes wear makeup and earrings. And this is not what women look for in general. Not even just Muslim women. Most women, they don't care as much as you would care on looks. Men, on the other hand, they care or they prioritize a woman's looks when they're trying to get married, etc. Women, yeah, looks are important, but we're not going to prioritize that. That's not the make or break kind of for in general. Well, it depends. But women, on the other hand, don't care about your looks. So when I see brothers care so much and they're plucking their eyebrows and wearing all this fancy clothes, women don't care about that. Women don't care about your looks. So for you to put all that effort in is kind of a waste, but rather, attraction is important for a woman, of course, but it's not as important as what a man would find in a woman's attraction. Meaning, not going off to what men look for in women. Men look for their attraction, their beauty. Okay? They look for a woman who can play that motherly figure because, eventually you're probably going to have children. Alright? So he wants someone that is capable of taking care of children or being that motherly figure. But the most key importance is their beauty for a brother. along with her deen. Real Muslim brothers are not going to look at a woman's career. They could care less about what a sister does for a job. And that goes for all men in general, most. The men that look at a woman's career, they just want your money, plain and simple. Men are not going to care about a woman's career. On the other hand, women will definitely care what your career is as a brother. Okay, because women want to be financially stable. They want to live somewhat comfortable of a lifestyle financially. So they're definitely going to be looking at what you do as a living. Okay? But for men, that's the whole opposite. Men, they're not going to care if you have a job at all. You know? In general, men, they don't look for a woman's career. Rather, they look for her beauty. All right? So it comes to opposites, for men and women in that case. But men and women both have roles to play within the marriage. For example, men, they are going to be working. Women, on the other end, probably not working for the most part. Men are going to be paying the bills. The women are going to be, cooking or cleaning. I don't understand why Muslim women in particular are so against this. Because the West has brainwashed women in particular, to believe you don't need to stay home and cook and clean. You don't need a man. Be independent. Don't rely on anyone. And we've seen the results of that. Now, think about the population, how much decrease it will have over just a short period of time. Women aren't even having children anymore. And by the time when they actually want to start looking for a spouse and settling down and perhaps having children, it's already too late. Because what they don't talk about, what the feminists don't talk about, is they say, don't do this, don't do that, go out and work, be independent. All for what? But they never talk about how women have a time span on when to have children. And even some brothers know this as well, that women have a time frame. They cannot simply just have a child whenever. Their fertility, their eggs will start to decrease as they get older and older. And not to mention, as you get older and older, your looks will also partially decline. That's just human nature. And what did I say before? Men look for your beauty. Whether we like it or not, men want to marry someone that they find attractive, that they want to be with and have intimacy with. That's what they look for. Just as women look for men with a lot of money. Okay? This is the truth. You don't need to get all mad or now, because I know a lot of sisters don't like to hear that. But it's true. Because if he wasn't looking for that, what's the point in getting married? What does he need you now for? Yeah, to do things in the right way, to have a family. Yes, these things are important. But brothers look for your beauty. That's just how they function. And sure, they look for other things, but that's going to be the key component. But on the other hand, women, they're going to look for a man's wealth. If he can financially provide, if he is strong, if he is protective. That's what women look for. And a man, he'll work all his life. But women, that's a different story. We cannot keep treating men and women the same, because they're not the same. And this is the whole problem with feminism. Women have a time span. Men don't, for the most part, when it comes to having children. And also, not to mention, the more older you are in having a baby, the difficult it is, because you are older, you're probably less flexible, and so on and so forth. They never talk about the down parts of being that so-called independent woman who doesn't need anyone. Rather, just send them off to work, because all people care about is money. That's it. People would do anything for money. This shows you the reality and the real agenda behind all of this. Really think about it. What is the point in a woman working? Think about it. Why are they pushing this agenda? Because they want to break down families, they want to break down communities. But no, it's all about empowerment, right? Is it really empowerment? No, it's not. And most women who are mothers don't even want to work. They have to, because they're either single mothers or their husband just doesn't provide for them. And that's the truth. Most women do not want to work, especially if they are mothers. That is a fact. But no one wants to talk about that. Anyways, this video is already getting long, but a woman is not going to find fulfillment or satisfaction in her job. She's going to find that fulfillment, happiness, even success in being a mother, in being a wife, playing that traditional role that everyone hates all of a sudden. We push women off to work, and then we tell the women, send them to the daycare. Have someone else raise your children for you. This is how we're living. And we've seen the outcome. That's why children feel entitled to do as they please. And now they are in charge of how this society now functions. They're the parents of their parents, and the parents of them are their children now. This is how we've taught them, because parents don't spend time with their children, especially mothers. What happened to mothers raising their children? What happened to that? What happened to respecting the elders and our parents? What happened to that? I went to public school, sadly, here in the United States. And in high school, I saw students after students after students being so disrespectful towards teachers. You would not believe the disrespect that I witnessed from my peers in high school and middle school towards a teacher. And they feel entitled to do so. What kind of children are we even raising now? Because we send them off to school for 8 hours, then we put them in daycare. We don't even know who's teaching our children and what kind of ideologies they're pushing down their throats. There's no more discipline. There's no more discipline for anyone, not just even children, even for adults. There's no more discipline. We see countless of criminals now. This isn't just because we decide to open the border. No, that's not it. There's how many criminals just killing people just to kill them now? Where is the discipline? No one is no one is having a moral compass anymore. It doesn't exist. And then we have crimes that happen where people just feel the need to push someone into the subway tracks. But no, we just call this a mental illness and send them off back onto the streets. Where is the humanity? And with humanity comes morality. There are no more morals in these societies because we're constantly being told, do what makes you happy. Is this really how we're supposed to be living? Even if you're not even a Muslim, doesn't work. It doesn't work. We have people now entitled who think they can be disrespectful whenever they feel like it to anyone they feel like it. That we can just cancel anyone just because we don't like them. So many things, and no one talks about. But no, let's just continue with the empowerment and liberalism. I mean, even liberalism is even degrading the LGBT community. It's not even a community anymore because of liberalism and so on. I mean, come on, people. And not to mention social media and TV. These are huge factors in all of this. Huge. Technology as well. I mean, it's part of it. But still, nowadays, children, they don't even go to the parks. I don't even see parks anymore, let alone I see children playing in them. We're teaching kids, just give them some video games, give them a tablet, and say bye. And then put them off into a daycare or whatever. This is what they're learning now. They don't even know basic things in life. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to fix something in their house if something goes wrong. They don't know anything now. They don't know how to they don't even know basic survival. They don't even know how to live. And this is a problem. But no. They don't want to talk about that, Everything is a touch of a button. Seriously, it is a touch of a button now. You don't even have to touch any buttons. Just speak, and they'll hear you, and they'll do it for you. This is how we're living. We say technology is so good and that. Yeah, for some aspects, but I feel like there's more downfall than good when it comes to technology and all this. And that's why all of this is spreading everywhere. It's not just a Western problem anymore. Even in Muslim countries, it's becoming a problem. The same things that are happening here is happening over there. These are big problems. And there's so many problems within technology that I can get into, but I don't want to make this video too long now. It's already long, but if you have any suggestions on what you want me to talk about or discuss or debate, whatever it is, comment down below and inshallah I can. But anyways, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bye guys.